Good evening. It's currently 9 p.m., and you're listening to the 9 o'clock Meltdown, showcasing favorite and up-and-coming local artists with a relaxed coffee house vibe. Plus, interviews, live studio performances, and more. It's all here on 91.3 KUWS Superior. Now, here's your host for the evening, Simply C.
Thank you, Forrest, and this is the 9 o'clock Meltdown. I'm your host, Simply C, and I'm sitting in the studio with Aurora. She was nice enough to come in here this afternoon. She's going to showcase us some of her lovely guitar and wonderful vocals. All right, take it away.
Sunshine reminds me of the day I took you home to stay. Long, long past are ringing in my ears. At night I hold you dear, smiling. You take me to that place with that look up on your face. It's alright. You breathe it into me, and it takes me at my knees. You fill me up in my broken cup, but it isn't enough to satisfy my open wound is healed in you. You remind me of the day I left my home. Sometimes you remind me of the day my father went away. But it's alright, yeah. You breathe it into me, and it takes me at my knees. Sometimes I thrash against myself, and I ask you for your help. But it's alright, yeah. You bring me to my knees, and I am sorry. You fill me up in my broken cup, but it isn't enough to satisfy my open wound is healed in you. You remind me of the day I left my home, the day I left my home. My home. Yeah. You fill me up in my broken cup, but it isn't enough to satisfy my open wound is healed in you. You remind me of the day I left my home, the day I left my home.
A wonderful and beautiful song by Aurora. She's in the studio with me this afternoon drinking some peppermint tea. Now, your voice has so much, it's almost a little mix between kind of dirty rock and a little bit country.
Yeah, it is.
Is that kind of the sound you were looking for, or is that just what comes out?
I think that's just how it is, I guess.
It's dirty because I sing a lot.
So it's worn.
It's It's a worn out voice.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not worn out, but it's worn in.
All right. Well, that's what I like to hear. So you sing a lot. So how did you get started on this?
Oh, I don't know. I played guitar for 5 years or so, and then I moved to Duluth to go to college and reconnected with my dad, who lived here, who is a musician also. And I went to a blues fest. I went to the Boundary Waters Blues Fest when it was in Winton when I was 20. And I played guitar all weekend long. And I guess by the end of the weekend, I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. And it's been all downhill from there.
Downhill? No.
Uphill, downhill,
uphill,
whatever
downhill?
it was.
Okay. An uphill battle?
Hanging in the speakeasies, you know?
Oh, right. Well, there you go. I didn't know we had any anymore.
Oh, well.
Maybe we do. They're all down in the cities. Not really any up here. Unless you want to count somebody's basement.
Yeah.
Have you played a lot of basement gigs?
No.
No?
No.
No.
Been to a lot of basement gigs.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've been to a lot of the new age speakeasies then.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Now, that song, I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark, was kind of about your dad and you kind of reconnecting with him?
It's not really. There's a line about my dad in there, but the song's not about him.
Okay.
I guess it's pretty personal. I probably wouldn't want to explain. I'll just let other people dissect the lyrics rather than explain exactly what's going on.
Sounds good. Yeah. See, I dissected one lyric, so we got one down, and however many.
Well, it's the you. The you in the song is not my dad. Is not the subject.
Okay.
So, of course, it's always related to a love, right?
Exactly.
That's the only thing to write about. Sometimes.
Apparently. Apparently, yeah. I'm still waiting for somebody to write a song about cupcakes or making.
Oh, there
dinner
are
or
probably
something.
songs about cupcakes.
Somewhere, but it's
Yeah.
all in the little kids section.
Yeah. Most of my songs are about romance, but I do have a song called Rain, so that's not about romance at all.
Oh, all right. We'll have to hear Rain in a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. Okay. All right. So you kind of moved back up here, got into the blues kind of thing. When you were younger and before you kind of picked up the blues kick, did you ever give a thought to being a musician at all?
No.
No?
Not until that weekend was a very specific turning point.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds good. Did you pick up the guitar at that point in time, or had you?
No, I played the guitar before.
Mm-hmm.
I knew like 5 songs when I went into that weekend, and then I was just all jazzed up by the end of it. And then that was it.
All right. Sounds good. So definitely that blues kind of influence
Yeah, at first.
at first.
I'm less blues now.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of influence in my voice, clearly, but writing-wise, I'm not writing blues,
Okay. What would you classify yourself as?
That's a good question. I just call it indie folk or alternative, because those are easy, broad genres to slip into.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's folk music. It's Americana. It really is what it is, but that's a huge, huge genre.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't even get me started on that. I went on Wikipedia one time just to look up genres and music, and 175 pages later with 3 columns down the row and print about 12 size font, I'm just like no.
Right.
Not even good at start.
It's hard to classify music. Sometimes there are things that I write that have a lot of different influences in them. So, I mean, how can you really say? That's why
Right.
it's easy to call it alternative.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not pop music, all of it. Some of the stuff I write is pretty poppy, and that's okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, just for clarification, pop not in the sense of what's played on
Right.
other radio stations
Right.
these days with the
I
computer.
guess, yeah, when I think pop, I think catchy with a good rhythm, usually a happy song with a hook, basically. I mean, pop just means popular, so it's a song for the masses. It's an easily digested song, not necessarily what they produce and put on the radio, which they call pop, but it's really just like force-fed mass media, of course.
All right. Raise our fist
Yeah.
at
Fight the man.
there you go. Exactly. Maybe that'll be your next song, Fight the Man.
Oh, yeah, right.
Now, you kind of let in that you write about romance and things like that. Is that really just kind of what comes to your mind when you write, or is that something that you kind of really think about and you're like, well, they need another romance song?
No, not consciously like that. I think that romance just has the most material.
Mm-hmm.
It is the most easily accessible because, if you have romance in your life one way or another, it's a focal point, which, for me it has been. I try not to let it get in the way of my art, but in the same breath, it inspires so much art.
Right.
I mean, love is the most written about thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's what everybody writes about because it's such a strong human emotion, and it can be your whole life. A romance can take up your whole life pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, so I had a romance that took up my whole life, and then I wrote lots of songs about it. Now I have to write a whole new set of songs.
That it's not taking up your whole life, or it's partially
about
in
new
your life?
romances, I guess.
Okay, all right, there you go. Romance in the music.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Now, you kind of let in that there was a non-romantical song that you wrote called Rain.
Yeah, there is. But it's a little too vocally challenging for me to jump into right now.
Oh, okay.
That's what I've been trying to warm up for. We're going to see.
Okay.
We're gonna see.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll maybe hear it, we'll maybe won't.
Right. But
Now-
you will be able to hear it on my album eventually. So
Okay. All
we
right.
actually just recorded it with the full band in the studio last weekend. So
Oh, nice.
we have the bass track, we have the raw track. And I'll be going back in soon to do the vocal overdubs and
Yep.
yeah.
You're not a one-time take?
Basically what we've been trying to do, we all go in the 4-piece and we try and get the recording. We try and get one good take. We run it as many times, take 6 or 7 times until we get what we want. We'll record 2 tracks, 2 takes, and go and listen to it and then talk about what's going on, what could be better, what feel we're going for. And then, my bass player, Mark, talks about the technical stuff with the drummer and works out on the rhythm and all this. And we just do 1 song per session.
Okay.
And the last time, it's because I play so much, I struggle with overuse sometimes. I have to be really careful. And my voice was tired, very tired, because the night before I had played a full show, and then they had called so hard for an encore that I had to play another set.
Oh.
And so my voice was pretty worn out. So the vocal track I'm going to redo on a day when I'm a bit fresher.
Okay. Now, are you recording that in town here in Duluth, or?
Yep, at Beaner's, in the basement studio at Beaner's.
All right, sounds good. So you're taking advantage of the concert coffee house
Yeah.
studio. I don't even know if it has a full name.
Yeah, I don't know what the studio is called, but not the live stage. They
Right.
have a full...
Yep.
It's funny, the studio in the basement is so short that my drummer, when he stands up, his head touches the top of the ceiling. That's how short it is in the recording booth. Like, it's great for me because I'm 5 feet tall, basically, but
Yep.
he's like 6'6", and so he's a little tall.
That's got to be a funny picture.
Yeah.
You should take a snapshot and stick it on the cover of your booklet or
Yeah,
something.
right.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cute. I've usually heard people of doing Kickstarters and going in, to Sacred Heart Music Studio after they've done their Kickstarters, things like that. Now, you're not really taking that route. You're kind of taking the other direction.
Yeah, well, I just earn the money. If it's a financial thing, I just earn the money as I go. That's why we're doing them. Besides, I'm too busy to do it more than... We've been in basically once a month or twice a month. We slipped one in last weekend because we all had the day off. But it's not that expensive at Beaner's. And my guys are doing it pro bono, the band, which is nice because they should be getting paid in all reality. If you were to be, a real professional about it, you'd pay your studio musicians. But they're good guys and they want to be a part of it. So, but I just earn the money as I go. So my financial life is finally stabilized and I'm able to just pay it off as I do it, and it's not a big deal.
All right. Well, that sounds great.
And then the production at the end, that'll be expensive too. Getting it mastered and paying for the artwork and the actual printing and stuff like that, like, it's going to be an investment, but I trust that it'll
Turn out.
it'll be worth it. I mean, even if it doesn't work out financially, I need it anyway, and it's just part of the path is completing the album. So
Right, there you go. So is that kind of when it comes full circle, is you completing an album?
well, I guess that's just one. In my eyes, it's just I need a product. So I've been in the studio and done demos before, but they weren't very good quality, mostly because I wasn't very polished in the studio. And my songs also weren't as well produced as they are now. They didn't have as much depth. They were very simple.
Okay.
A lot of them were just repeating. They didn't have like bridges and, clear separations like intros and, things that make a song have more depth. So I guess I'm just a lot more ready now than I was then. And I'm glad I waited. I used to stress out because I didn't have a studio album yet, but really I just wasn't ready to make it anyway.
Right.
So this one is sounding really good. The basic tracks that we have are sounding really good. So I'm excited.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear it and see it when it comes out, and maybe I'll get a sneak peek before it actually
I'm sure you will.
hits the shelves.
As soon as I get a track mastered down. So we're going in to do the 4th track on the 17th. And then I want to go back and finish those 4 tracks and do the vocal overdubs and get them complete.
Right.
So that I can send a couple of them to radio stations and have a few things done.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. Well, good luck with the rest of that endeavor, and sounds like it's fun. And Beaner Central is fun anyway, even if you're just upstairs to watch some bands play, or if you're downstairs recording something. So Jason and the guys are all good people.
It's a good vibe.
It is. It is a very good vibe. That's why I work there. Do you have a non-in-depth song for us?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, non-in-depth?
Yeah.
In which way?
Well, you were saying that before your music was kind of more repetitive and things like that, just to have a comparison.
Oh, well, I'm just going to do the most recent writings for you today.
Okay.
That's my plan.
All right. Sounds good.
They're not too complicated.
Not to be mistaken with the Avril Lavigne song. It's too complicated.
No. No.
No. I can't even remember the title of her song.
Oh, that's good, probably.
Whoops. Well,
Avril Lavigne's okay. She's all right.
Yeah. That
Didn't she marry the guy from Nickelback?
Did she?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she did marry the
I
lead
don't-
singer of Nickelback.
Yeah, I don't keep up with that
You
stuff.
can have little
I couldn't tell you.
pop rock babies.
Yeah. I'm getting weird images now.
Yeah, pop
people.
rocks. That's I was like the ones like the candy. Is that pop rocks?
Yep, Pop Rocks. Okay. Never makes Pop Rocks with soda.
With soda?
Yeah.
No.
And
Not even in your belly.
it becomes a mess in your mouth.
Oh my.
All right. Aurora is in the studio this afternoon, everyone.
Remember when we moved into our new house in the heart of the city? We were full of hope and all of the views were perfectly pretty. Remember when we moved into our new house with a big yard in the city? We thought that it was wonderful, and I hope it was. I hope we don't get left behind, and all of our dreams get drunk up with all the wine. I'm hoping that we make it, and I'm hoping that you're alright. I'm hoping for the best, that we don't get left behind. Remember when we moved here from our old place and I was finally happy? Remember all the colors that we brought here and we were finally happy? Remember when my dreams fell apart and I cried and I was tired? Remember when we got back up and made new ones, but have they died? I hope we don't get left behind, and all of our dreams get drunk up with all the wine. I'm hoping that we make it, and I'm hoping that you're alright. I'm hoping for the best, that we don't get. I hope we don't get left behind, and all of our dreams get drunk up. I'm hoping that we make it, and I'm hoping that you're alright. I'm hoping for the best, that we don't get left behind, that we don't get left behind, that we don't get left behind.
Another wonderful song by Aurora. She's in the studio this afternoon. Thank you very much for stopping in and showcasing some of your music.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Now, that song we just kind of listened to, will that be on your new album?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
It's kind of fun with the band. We might rearrange it a little bit. It's a pretty basic track. It doesn't have a bridge, so I guess it could have a bridge, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my bass player's pretty good at. Sometimes he takes the creative reins and kind of recreates the music a little bit to make it more interesting, because my writing is usually, well, it's Americana. I mean, not to make an excuse for it, it's not an excuse, but it's sort of simple. You know, the structure of it is, I'm just developing as a writer, so it's nice to pass it off to him sometimes, and then he kind of gives it a deeper feel by making more things happen in the music. So, you know, who knows what could happen with that. It could have a totally different riff. In fact, that's what I've offered to him is, you know, he can mess with it and give it a different groove, which he's done with another one of my tracks. That's pretty cool.
All right. Sounds good. Now, who is your bass player?
Mark Glenn.
Mark Glenn.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
Bass player to
wonderful.
the stars.
Bass player to almost everybody in town?
Yeah, it's all right. Yes, he is.
All right. Now, who else is going to be featured on your CD? Who is your studio band?
Tyler Dubla. Pretty sure that's, I could be mispronouncing his last name, but Tyler, the drummer. And Jimmy Cooper plays guitar on a couple of the tracks. And Andy Lipke is my live guitar player, who's also on a couple of the studio tracks.
All right.
And Bill Meyer, I believe, is joining us on the 17th also. Bill, who used to play with us.
All right.
A bunch of good guys.
Yeah.
All pretty easy to work with and great musicians.
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
like you have a really great crew going on.
Yeah, it's definitely a good crew.
Yeah. Beaner's Basement must be hopping with the jokes and the good times and music, of course.
Yeah, good times.
All right. Sounds good. Now, when will this album be out? When is your goal to have this album completely done?
Well, I'd say January 2014 at the latest. At the latest.
All
You
right.
know, hopefully before then. I have tentative plans to move back to Austin, Texas when the album is done.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's hard to say 8 months from now that things will be the same because my
Right.
life changes every day and I can't make a decision and stick with it to save my life.
That
But,
makes two of us.
Yeah, I'm all over the place all the time. It's all right. But hopefully, you know, if that's how things work out, then I would not mind going back to Texas for the winters. And then being in this area for the summers.
Okay, so kind of become like a snowbird.
Snowbird, yes. I would totally be a snowbird.
Yep.
I don't snowmobile or ice fish or snowboard anymore, so the winter holds less appeal than it did when I was a kid.
Gotcha. Yeah, but this winter has been pretty decent, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
We just
it got pretty cold for a minute. I don't know where you were when that happened, but it was definitely
here.
like
I was here.
0 and negative wind chill for about a month.
Yeah, that was kind of bad. But, I mean, in the grand scheme, we've just kind of had, like, really big dumps of snow, and then, maybe a couple days of the roads being a little slick, and then they clear up right away, so...
Well, that's what you get for living here. You can't really complain about it that much. I mean, we live here, you
right.
know. If you don't like it, move away.
Exactly.
That's the key.
Yep, exactly. Yep. I thought about that for a while.
About moving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or going to school in a warmer climate. But
yeah.
Then I took a tour of UWS here. That was 5 years ago now. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going here.
Good. I've actually never been in this building till today, but that's pretty cool.
All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, they're apparently going to gut this whole entire building and turn it into something else. Don't know when that's going to happen. That's what everybody's been saying, so we'll see. Maybe in another 20, 30 years, when I'm not here anymore, or I am here. I don't know. We shall see. Now, your music is kind of what I'm gathering from it. It's very metaphoric. Is that kind of what you're aiming at?
Well, sometimes I tend to think that my writing is very straightforward.
Okay.
But metaphors are nice.
Metaphors are nice.
Actually, I feel like more often I'm going to say something very obvious like, that is a water bottle, or, rather than being clever. I tend to write about my feelings very explicitly. I don't see it being too deep. Some of it, like the first song I played, there's more going on than just what the lyrics are. But
Right. Yeah. That's okay, though.
There are other songs that are just, like, very straightforward.
Yeah, that's okay, though. We need straightforward songs.
Well, they're
sometimes.
palatable.
Exactly. Easy to listen to and people can relate.
Right.
There you go.
For the masses.
Exactly.
Music for the masses.
Exactly. That's why your CD will do so well.
Well, we hope,
So what's your... do you have an age group or an audience you're kind of aiming for with this album? No?
No. Everybody.
Everybody everywhere?
Everyone everywhere. Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that goal is met, and I'm sure it will be. Well, I already know it will be up here.
Right.
So, now, did you have kind of a musical set and career down in Texas?
I wasn't in Austin very long, but I did play, and I did meet some people that helped me get in touch with the scene.
Okay.
If I would have stuck it out, I would have been all right there.
Okay.
But things were complicated because of my own complications in life. I have a real problem with alcohol that was really at its peak when I was in Texas, and I really wasn't very responsible. And I didn't take very much money down there. I kind of just packed what I had and took off.
Right.
I paid my rent for 2 months, but when I got there, I was just really irresponsible. I was in a bad place mentally. I didn't have it together, So I drank way too much, and I spent all my money, and the climax of the whole thing is I got in a car accident, not drinking, but I got in a car accident and totaled my car, and then I was like, yeah, probably should go home. It was that or really start roughing it because my rent was out, and I had like $80.
Yeah.
So either go home or you're broke and you don't have a place to live. And
right.
You also didn't get a job in the 2 months that you were supposed to. So whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't drink anymore, and life's a lot easier.
All right. Well, I'm going to high five you.
Nope. High five.
Bam.
There's a time to be drunk. There's a time to not be drunk.
Exactly. Exactly. Everything in moderation, and there's a balance to life.
Yeah,
and
when you turn 24, just grow up and stop being wasted all the time.
Exactly.
Or something like that.
Right.
For me. Everybody else can do whatever they want.
Well, maybe.
And they will. And
True.
they will.
True. Very true.
The funny thing is, it's actually easier to deal with drunk people now that I'm sober. As bizarre and ironic as that is, it used to be harder when I was drinking to deal with drunks at the bar, and now, for some reason, I just have a lot of zen about it.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
So did that kind of whole experience and that culmination when you were down in Texas kind of help your songwriting blossom a little bit?
No.
Or no?
No. When
No.
I came back, I came back in late February, and the weather was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living on the iron range, and I was really unhappy, and I pretty much put the guitar down for a couple months, and I didn't gig. So then a year after that is when I quit drinking. So there was a year of just like slovenly. Is that a word? Yes.
Yes.
Kind of like,
Yep.
my life was not good, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't write. The only things I did write were like, oh, I'm so depressed and angsty and my life sucks kind of music, which is not good, you know? It's okay, but you can't write 10 songs like that, or it's just depressing. No one wants to listen to that.
Right, right.
So I try and write happier stuff, or at least more upbeat, you know. Yeah, and then, I don't know, the drinking just got the better of me. But it's been over a year since I quit drinking, and things are better than they've ever been.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. So the positivity and the zen won out then.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It wasn't easy. I drank for a long time. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but if it's ruining your life,
Right.
then there is something wrong with it.
Right.
And it was ruining my life. So,
All right. Sounds good. Well, I'm glad you're positive and zen and musically inclined.
yeah, I guess I should write a song about sobriety. That sounds pretty boring, actually.
Not really, because you could take it in so many different
metaphors.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
hide it.
Exactly.
And they won't know.
Exactly.
Like, I don't go swimming in the pool anymore. What are you talking about?
There you go. There you go. Well, that's a new song for you.
Yeah, I don't swim in the pool. I don't swim in the public pool anymore.
I challenge you to write that song.
Okay, all right. And a song about cupcakes. I heard that.
Yep.
Pool time and cupcakes.
Yep. I've got a couple bands that I want them to write a song about making cupcakes.
Cupcake songs.
Yep. Cupcake songs.
Which bands? Local bands?
Yes. The Slamming Doors, and then the Porch Nights. I've dared them to.
Okay, well, you let me know.
I don't
that
think
happens.
it's ever going to happen, but you never know. Never know. One of the guys has a 4-year-old daughter, so maybe. Maybe he'll be making cupcakes with her one day and be like, "Oh, I was supposed to write a song." But no, I actually think a song about sobriety would be quite interesting
Yeah.
to hear.
Well, I wrote one, but I guess I never published it.
No, don't wanna go there today.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, I can't even no, it's
No.
not practiced at all.
Okay.
I haven't played it for months.
Oh, all right. Okay. That's all right, though. That's okay. So now all the songs that you're kind of showcasing for us today, they're going to be on your album,
I think
correct?
so.
All right. Sounds good. Do you have another one?
Sure.
All right. Aurora in the studio, everybody.
Meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this song on my own. I'm banking on you, baby. Please don't let me fall. I need you in the morning to tell me that you love me. I need you in the morning to hold me like you used to. Oh. So meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this song on my own. I'm banking on you, baby. Please don't let me fall. I need you in the daytime to tell me that you see me. I need you in the daytime to tell me So meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this all on my own. I'm banking on you, baby. Please don't let me fall. I need you in the evening to tell me that you feel me. I need you in the evening to kiss me like you used to. So meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this all on my own. Meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this all on my own. Meet me in the middle, 'cause I can't do this all on my own. Meet me in the middle.
Another wonderful and beautiful song by Aurora. She's in the studio with me this afternoon. Thank you so much for showcasing your music for us and telling us about how it all kind of came about and everything else. Now, I have heard that song by you before, and actually not too long ago, it was in my head.
Yes.
And for the life of me, I was scouring through our CDs here in the studio, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, who does this song? I know I've heard it before. I can't remember who it was. And now I know.
Oh, good.
Now I know, and now I've got it. So it's all good.
Where did we connect? Was that at Beaner's?
Yes, it was at Beaner's.
But I wasn't playing.
Right. I can't recall where I heard it. I think it was either at Carmody's or you were opening for somebody's show
Okay.
a while ago. It was a while ago.
Oh, right.
Probably over the summer.
Yeah,
No, I'm trying
many
to-
of my
Remember, but
many of my friends lately have been saying, "Oh, your song's been stuck in my head for 2 days. For 3 days, I can't stop singing your song in my head." And I'm like, "That's good."
that is good.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Earworm.
Oh.
I like songs like that one because when I wrote that song, it came to me right before I went to bed. And I got out of bed. I forced myself to get up out of bed and write the chords, which is GCD. It's pretty straightforward. I wrote the chords down, and I think I wrote down like 2 lines. And when I woke up in the morning, it was still there, which doesn't
nice.
usually happen.
Right.
Usually, if I don't write it down or make a recording of it really quickly, then I don't remember it. But that song, I did not have to struggle to write. And it's not complicated. It's not a complicated song at all. But it wrote itself as it was, as it were. So those are the best ones.
Right.
I don't have to work very hard at them.
There you go.
And they're the purest usually. Because I don't have to struggle to write them. And they're not hard to write, you know?
It just kind of flows.
That's the whole idea, is to get it to just flow.
All right. Is that kind of how you write your songs? You just kind of let them come to you, or do you actually like sit down and try to figure it out, or is it both?
Well, it's both. I do a writing program called The Artist's Way. Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
Yeah, it's a program. Well, it's a live course that you can sign up for, but there's also a book called The Artist's Way. And the gist of it is these things called morning pages. You get up every day and you write 3 pages longhand. Pen to paper. You can't type them. And
Right.
they don't have to be art. They don't have to be music. They don't have to be rhyming. They don't have to be anything. You just write 3 pages of material.
Right.
And it just trains your mind to get that connection, like mind to paper. And really works. Like, now I wake up in the morning and my creativity is already going. So the songs I've written lately, which I've written probably 5 songs in the last 2 months, which is a pretty high output.
Nice.
That's about when I started the program, was about 2 months ago, and I write them right away in the morning when I wake up. There they are. That's the best.
All right. Well, sounds wonderful. And now you're in the studio at Beaner's downstairs, kind of recording your album. You're on the 4th track.
Yeah, we will be doing the 4th track. We're going to record that song I just did,
Okay.
Meet Me in the Middle, on the 17th. We're going to do that.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds wonderful. And you're shooting for that one to kind of come out next year,
Yeah.
next winter.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
well, I'm going to continue. I'm moving to Sister Bay, Wisconsin for the summer.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and travel back and forth and continue working on the album, but accept the fact that it's probably only going to be 1 weekend a month because it's about 8 hours away and I'll be really booked and busy there.
Right.
But I'd like to come back and still get 1 track a month and continue writing, because the material's not all written. I have a lot of old material, but I don't really want to use that on this album. I'd rather write. You know, these songs I'm doing today are a year or less old.
Okay.
So, or maybe a little bit over that, but they're the more recent songs. So anyway, I'm just going to keep working at the album. I'm not set on a solid date. I'm more concerned about getting the quality, and I'm not going to rush it out of the studio.
Right,
I'm going
right.
to keep working on it till it is exactly what I want.
All right. Any thoughts on album artwork yet, or you're
No.
focused on the music side?
Focused on the music. I don't know about the name of the album, hasn't come up yet. I'm thinking I might have a local artist of some type commission some kind of art for
Okay.
it, you know. I mean, I got a bunch of really high quality promotional photos done by Jamie Bennett recently, and those are all definitely good enough. I'm sure I could find one that would be acceptable, but probably I'll just integrate that into the album artwork, like maybe in the booklet, and I might get something else for the cover. Something new, you know. I don't want to
Right, right.
reuse a photo that I've been using on posters and for the album cover. So that's all going to come together, you know.
Yeah. Post-production, right?
That kind of stuff, I just let it, you know, take care of itself. If you're forcing it too hard, then I don't know. It's not.
It's not authentic.
Yeah, it's not authentic.
All right. Sounds good. Now, if people kind of want to get a hold of you to either book you for a gig or see how your CD is coming, maybe get like an MP3 from you, how can they do that?
Well, I don't have a professional website yet, but I do have a Facebook artist page, and I don't deny any requests on my personal page as well. I've pretty much opened that up to be a public page, so that's a great way. And then my email should be connected to that account. Otherwise, you can just email or, you know, message me right on there. I don't usually give my phone number out. I try and correspond through email first. And
Right,
then,
right.
you know, I've got some cards and stuff like that, whatever.
All right. Sounds wonderful. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So, any last words? Famous last words on KUWS? For now, anyway.
I'm not going to swim in public pools anymore. That's what I've heard.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I do. I dare you to write a song.
How about not? Yeah, okay.
Not swimming in public
They're
pools.
dirty.
They are.
Yeah.
They are very filthy.
And hotel showers are also disgusting.
Yeah.
Now we've really digressed.
It is okay. It is all right. Well, thank you so much, Aurora, for coming up from the cities, actually, this
Yeah.
afternoon, showcasing your wonderful kind of a little bit dirty, kind of honky-tonk Americana voice for me this afternoon. I loved it. I know everybody else will. So, yes, thank you, and good luck on your album. I can't wait to hear it. I'm a little sad I have to wait a whole entire year.
Well,
but
maybe I can sneak you a track. We'll see.
Okay.
You
All
could be
right.
on the special list.
Ooh, I enjoy that one.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Do you have one last song to leave us with?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
All right, sounds good. This was the 9 o'clock Meltdown, and I was your host, Simply C.
It's been an easy winter, so much easier than last. I have a sweet temptation, so I I hope it's coming fast. I'm ready for the sunshine, but I'd rather have the rain to make me whole again. Bring me sweet, sweet, bring on the rain. Gonna wash it all away. Bring on the sunshine while the winter turns to spring. Said I've been waiting for today to make me whole again. Bring me sweet, sweet rain. Rain, I see a storm is brewing, coming gray over the lake, but it is beautiful land. So I sit and wait. It is the joy of springtime, and all the grass is turning green, and I am grateful for what it means. Bring on the rain, gonna wash it all away. Bring on the sunshine while the winter turns to spring. Said I've been waiting for today to make me whole again. Bring me sweet, sweet rain. Rain, while the winter turns to spring. Said I've been waiting for today to make me whole.